I was looking through my replays yesterday, and one of my favorite worlds is Clandestine Uplift Lab. It basically lets you draw one extra card when you sell a Gene's Good for each Gene symbol you have on worlds you have. So this is basically an example of a game where it just went off, mostly due to having a really good start. So I have two Uplift Gene worlds with Gene symbols, and also we've got a setup here where you get 3 points minor achievement for 3 Uplift cards. So basically I'm going to go with the Rebel Cantina here, just so I can actually play the military worlds, because I don't have any military in my starting hand. And Rebel Cantina lets you play military worlds like they're normal worlds, so you just pay the cost. So that's what I'm going to be doing this game. So my first turn, I'm just going to explore +1/+1 settle. Just get one of the Gene worlds out. And next turn, I will be consume trading and producing most likely. Or no, I guess what I did is actually, seeing that he had 7 cards, I chose to explore +1/+1, on the assumption that, he's gonna select settle or potentially develop, but with the potential for 4 military, 5 versus rebels, with his alien booby trap and Imperium Warlord, I guess I predicted that he might be settling. So the explore +1/+1 would allow me to play like Uplift Mercenary Force, and then I can just start playing these military worlds like normal. These two right here. So I guess that's what I did. So explore +1/+1. It doesn't really matter what I keep. I settle the Clandestine Uplift Lab first, actually, because I'm consume trading this turn. So it's 6 cards. Next turn, I settle. First I settle Mercenary Uplift Force, and then Avian Uplift Race, and I must have been able to do this in a better way, because I could have been consume trading that good right there instead of being forced to use it to the consumability of Clandestine Uplift Lab. So maybe I should have just settled, consume traded this turn. You know what? I probably didn't even need to play this Uplift Mercenary Force. But, yeah. Okay, so next turn, I settle produce. Makes sense because, yeah, I'm planning to play the Rebel Underground. When did I get that Rebel Underground? I wonder. Because, yeah, if I had it early enough where, it was part of the decision making for Uplift Mercenary Force, then maybe playing the Uplift Mercenary Force, then the Avian Uplift Race was a fine play. I'm not really sure. Because this does make it worth it, right? Because then I get to play a nice high point Rebel card, and then my produce gets me 3 cards and a good, and it does not get him anything. I developed the Galactic Power Brokers, obviously, a solid card. Settle the Rebel Underground. Produce. This turn I settle consume trade. So I settle the rebel outpost. And I consume for a bunch of cards. At this point I'm consuming gene goods for 8 cards, which is pretty insane. And I have a good discard outlet. Or sorry, he does actually. Sorry, I thought I had that for a second. Discard 2 cards for 1 prestige. But still, better to have more cards than fewer. This turn I settle. I draw the uplift code, which is a pretty sick draw. That's going to be a high point play for me. 12. It's already 14 points, I believe. So that's a card I keep, obviously. I settle the Lost Alien Battle Fleet and the Rebel Colony. Huge points, 8 points right there, plus I get the Greatest Military. And then next turn I just play Uplift Code. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward play here. Just the burst from the gene goods plus Galactic Power Brokers. The cards from producing. I think I only produced once, but still, the produce gives me the cards for Rebel Cantina and Rebel Underground, plus the gene good is worth 8 cards, right? So here I just develop Uplift Code, and then I settle Devolved Uplift Race for 4 points. 1 point plus 3. I end up gaining 17 points with Uplift Code. Yeah, I mean that's a really good development. I've been finding that if you can get one world with a uplift symbol, and ideally it would be like one of the 2 military uplift gene worlds, the Windfall worlds, then you should just force Uplift Code, because you produce gene goods and you get 2 cards for doing so. You might get more gene worlds. So yeah, that was just an example of a game where Clandestine Uplift Lab shown, and I've always liked that world, and I was even more excited about it because the Explorer major achievement was there. I didn't end up getting it, but just my leanings toward the card increased even more than they already are by default, because that bonus was there. But yeah, just a pretty straightforward consume trade engine with Uplift. Galactic Power Brokers, classic good card. Yeah, just drawing cards from produce and consume trade, and then with a good bit of military as well to support some of these high point military worlds. So what I was saying earlier actually I guess has been reversed. My thinking has reversed. I was saying that maybe I shouldn't have played the Uplift Mercenary Force, but looking through the whole game now, it ended up providing 4 or 5 military, right? And I was able to play Alien Battlefleet because of it. Alien Battlefleet gave me the military major achievement. Like that turn where I played Uplift Mercenary Force and Avian Uplift Race, I guess I could have settled Avian Uplift Race and consumed, and then just played Uplift Mercenary Force plus whatever after. I could have just done it after. So I think the right play that turn would have still been what I mentioned, which is to have played Avian Uplift Race for 2 cards instead of playing it for free, because I played Uplift Mercenary Race. So paying 2 cards for it, but then getting the 7 or whatever cards back for the consume trade, going a full hand. That might have still been optimal. But anyways, there you have it. That's a game where Uplift shines, specifically using Clandestine Uplift Lab. If you enjoyed it, please like. If you have any comments or criticisms, please mention them in the discussion below. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.